Parallel universes are an incredibly interesting topic. Their existence has widely been debated. Here are the top 5 scary photos of parallel universes that you've never seen. Number 5 on this list is Greta Thunberg. Greta is a 19-year-old Swedish activist who is known for challenging world leaders to act faster and more appropriately to the ever-changing climate. She's been heralded by many as a young hero and has received many awards for just overall excellence in the short time that she's been alive. There may be a parallel universe out there though where Greta isn't living with us now. The Guardian says, could Greta Thunberg be a time traveler sent from the future to save humanity from the unfolding climate crisis? A bunch of Twitter users seem to think so after the photograph of a young Klondike gold miner bearing a striking resemblance to the Swedish activist was discovered this week. The now viral 1898 image of the 3 children operating a gold mine in Canada's Yukon Territory is part of a sprawling collection by the documentary photographer Eric Hegg. Near the end of the 19th century, the Swedish-American captured some of the most iconic images of people hoping to make their fortunes in the rugged north. One of the children looks eerily similar to the 16-year-old activist, famous for her Friday climate strikes in both the intensity of her stare and long braided hair. To those saying, how can she be in the past if she's from the future? Obviously, as a time traveler, she can travel to any time period. She obviously tried to go back 120 years, didn't work, and now she's here. Obviously, tweeted the writer Jack Strange. None of the children in the photograph are named, making it difficult to determine their identities. Only the date and location, Dominion Creek, are known. The image nonetheless captures the gritty reality many families faced as they searched frantically for gold. So the internet seems to think she's a time traveler, but I'm not as convinced. In my opinion, this photo could just as easily mean that there are parallel universes. Maybe, in a parallel universe, Greta was actually born in the 1800s as a gold miner. Maybe that happened in one universe, but we're living in the universe where Greta actually was born as a Swedish activist. Comment down below what you think this means, cause it could mean a lot, guys. Number 4 on this list is the TV. So this next photo was posted to BuzzFeed a while ago and shows something super strange happening. A phenomena that just does not make any sense and leads me to think that something could be going down here. As we can see in this photo, we have a lovely kitty taking a snooze. It's lying on some white and blue bed sheets in a pretty small room. The room is mainly white and has a red fan on the floor, and the door is open, showing that there's another white room beyond it. Everything is normal up to this point, until you look at the TV. On the TV, in the actual room, there is very clearly a black man turning and looking past to the camera. He looks like he could be in a car or on a boat or something like that. Then we look into the mirror on the left side, and that isn't what we see at all. Instead of a black man looking back, it's a white kid looking forward. Now, what's really interesting about this is the subtitles in the middle of the screen. I actually can't make out what they say, but they're both yellow and look to be in the same font. Also, when we look from image to image, it seems like the boy could be having a conversation with the man, which then leads me to believe that this is actually the same movie or show, but it's playing at a different time. Now, how is that possible? Well, I will answer that for you. It isn't. Maybe though, there's a parallel universe out there where the exact same thing is playing out, but the person who's watching this movie in that universe is just a little further ahead or behind. And maybe somehow, what they were doing bled over into our universe. It's obviously a stretch, but we're in uncharted territory here. Number 3 on this list is the dog driver. Alright guys, so this one is definitely a silly entry on the list for sure. Ever wondered what it would be like to live in a world where instead of people running it, it was actually dogs? Well, I guarantee you have. I mean, Hollywood basically makes a movie a year based on this premise alone. Well, it's all fine and dandy until we get down to the nitty-gritty of how that would actually look, and then it starts to get a little scary. This next photo is gonna show a dog literally driving a car. Let's pull that up. So obviously this was just a weird photo taken at the worst possible time where the dog happened to get his face there, but it looks really weird. Anyways, first thing about this, the person who's actually driving that car probably needs to rethink their driving habits. I love dogs just as much as the next guy, but you have to think that having your good boy in the front seat like that probably isn't the safest. Second, I am all for the premise of dogs running the world, like, that'd be pretty funny, but it's the human hands that get me. Like, we just get this weird dog-human split, which just makes me want to barf. Who knows though, maybe there is a literal parallel universe out there somewhere where this is exactly what it's like. I mean, if the multiverse is infinite, then there probably would be one out there where dogs and humans are just one creature. Number 2 in this list is the glitch in the garden. That is actually what BuzzFeed is calling this next picture, and I think it's a pretty fitting name. In this next image, you are gonna think that you're seeing double. 2 old guys dressed exactly the same and looking like the exact same person. Now listen, folks, I understand, when you reach a certain age, your sense of fashion sort of goes out the window and you stop caring. You end up with a few different outfits and that's just gonna be that. But this is a bit extreme, I'd say. Am I meant to believe that 2 men who look exactly the same, who stand the same, who have the same cane, and are also dressed totally identically, happen to be in the same garden at the same time? All of that is really hard to believe. And it's really hard to believe because it didn't actually happen. Apparently the person who took this picture only took the picture of one person, her grandfather. There was only one man there when she took the photo, but 2 people showed up when she looked at it back. Maybe this is evidence of a parallel universe. One where the old man, her grandfather, is also at the garden that same day and is just slightly ahead or behind of her actual grandfather. Same sort of idea with the movie that we looked at, but even more extreme because it isn't through a mirror and it's with a whole human being. Just a time lapse where she caught her other grandfather in a slightly different position and it bled into our world. Comment down below if you've ever experienced anything like this before in your own personal life. And finally, number 1 on this list is the Iceless Planet. This is an image of a parallel universe that is sadly coming to pass sooner than we would hope. If parallel universes are truly real, then there would be a universe out there that has gone through what I'm about to show you and is living in it right now. We have the power to stop this universe from reaching us, but we may need to listen to our pal Greta a little bit more. Here is North America if all of the ice in the world melted. This universe is slowly becoming more of a reality for us every day that passes by. This is why this photo is probably the scariest on this list, because it's a universe that we're actually slowly creating for ourselves right now. As we can see in the photo, Montreal, San Fran, Miami, New York, Honolulu, these are just some of the big cities that are now completely underwater due to all of the ice melting. This will cause a chain reaction of horror that I don't think any of us can even begin to comprehend. Like, not only are tons of massive cities going to be totally underwater, but the effects this would have on the ecosystem and the economy, they'd be horrible. We just need to change a little bit quicker and stop this parallel universe from ever actually occurring. But there you have it, guys. That is our list of the top 5 scary photos of parallel universes that you've never seen. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this list and some other scary photos that you guys know about. Also, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Nicholas Playlog, and I'll catch you next time.